I am a biological woman, and I'm also a transgender woman. And you want to know how. That's fair. Let me explain. Let's break down biological woman real quick. So biological simply means relating to biology, or life and living processes. It turns out I'm alive. I am of living processes. I am flesh and bone, you know? I am biological. And woman is basically anyone who says they are a woman. It's a social construct. It's an eternal sense of self and how the person wants to present themselves to the world and how they want to be perceived. That's all a woman is someone who says they're a woman and truly means it. When people are arguing against the rights of transgender people, they often misuse the word biological. They like to say that you cannot change your DNA, you cannot change what you were born as. However, when you're born, you're just assigned a gender at birth by the doctor, and it's a best guess based off of what they see.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a f***ing idiot.
Did you guys happen to catch that little sleight of hand? So that person we just heard from tried to pull the wool over our eyes with that tomfoolery, but we're not falling for it over here. So that person said, let's break down the term biological woman, then proceeds to put the definition of the word biological on the screen. However, when it came to the word woman, no dictionary definition needed. It's whatever you want it to be. Right. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a pretty quick and fairly crazy clown world update for you guys today. And as usual, we have very little time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this is Monica. Now, Monica is a biological man who identifies as a trans woman, calls himself a lesbian, and you guessed it, uses the ladies' restroom. Huh?
If we let this stuff go too far, pretty sure we'll be f***ing dogs.
All right, let's keep this party rolling with this person who identifies as a trans woman and a lesbian and is going to try to explain this whole trans lesbian phenomenon to the rest of us so we can all finally understand. Roll it.
Whenever I mention that I'm lesbian, some people give me a confused look. Just let me explain, okay? My name is Sophia, my pronouns are she, her, and I am a transgender lesbian. A lesbian, of course, is a woman who dates other women, so I, as a transgender woman, only date women. The most common response I get to this is, well, why would you transition if you're still just going to date women? But that's where we need to understand that sexuality and gender are very different. Gender and gender expression are about who you are and how you present yourself, whereas your sexuality is who you love. And those two things have nothing to do with each other.
Oh, don't give me that liberal bullshit.
Well, after that fantastic explanation we just heard, I'm still not buying it. Anyway, next up, so this person who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman claims to get a period and says it's kind of nice? Huh? Roll it.
I've been on estrogen like 3-4 months now, and I am now 3 for 3 months getting PMS. For me, it's been like notable mood swings, also some clinical sadness. It also flares up my disability comorbid, so I get really fatigued and just sort of like, oh, what's the point? Where am I? And then I realize like, oh, I'm on my period. That feels kind of nice.
But that's simply not possible.
Now, you see, that guy just totally blew his cover because I don't know a single biological woman that says, oh, it's kind of nice when dealing with that time of the month. Anyway, next up, so I'm going to throw a little disclaimer on this one, a proceed with caution warning, if you will. This next clip may cause nightmares, especially if your name happens to be Craig. Roll it.
Hi, Craig. Hi, Craig. What the f*** are you doing at my house telling f***ing people I captured children? You f***ing moron! Craig. This is my room. You want to see, Craig? Look here. Here I am. Hello, Craig. I'll show you something, Craig. Look. Come here, Craig. Motherfucker. Come here, look at this. Oh, Craig, look what I have in my room. It's a f***ing doll. Is she nice? You know what this does, Craig? You know what the f***ing doll does? This is for transgender dysphoria. Craig.
What the f*** was that?
Now listen, I don't know who the hell Craig is, but I hope for his sake right now he is on a plane down to South America or Siberia, perhaps Antarctica, getting as far as humanly possible away from Toothy. Craig needs to run and hide and stay hidden. Anyway, next up, it says my husband is upset with me for ordering DoorDash 3 times a day. Roll it.
My husband says he's upset with me because, in his words, sweetie, you need to stop spending so much money on DoorDash. Ordering it 3 times a day is not appropriate, and we need to start living within our means. Honey, it sounds like you have an income problem, not that I have a spending problem. Start earning more money and we won't have these issues. So I took his credit card that we share, and I booked a vacation for my daughter Richard and I. We're staying in a hotel tonight, and I hope he enjoys that I charged $8,000 to his credit card. Make more money, darling.
Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich.
Did she just say she named her daughter Richard? Oh, I feel bad for the poor guy that got roped into that one. Anyway, next up, it says San Francisco ended public mugshots in 2020 because they perpetuate racism. San Francisco Police Chief William Scott explains. Oh, this ought to be good. Roll it.
You see black and brown men all the time you see these mugshots either on television, news, movies, you name it, the media source. And the mind begins to associate that group with that type of activity. And there's a lot of science out there on this.
Stop breaking the law, asshole!
And that is exactly why San Francisco is a failed city. And that police chief should lose his job effective immediately. These people can't handle the truth. They can't handle reality. Oh, let's just pretend it's not this group of people committing all the crimes, regardless of what the mugshots and the data says. Okay. We see how that's working out for you. Okay. Anyway, next up, let's see what this lovely young lady has to say. Roll it.
How much should a guy earn for you to date him?
Over 500K, close to $1 million. If he doesn't, I'm not gonna say yes. Do you hear me?
How much should a guy pay for the engagement ring?
He needs to pay again. 500. He gets paid every year. 500. He saves that towards the ring. If he doesn't, he's gonna get a no, and it's gonna be embarrassing. You're welcome.
She's fit for a straitjacket. This broad's 3 ways towards the weekend.
Hey, at first glance, can you guess who this lady voted for? Just take a guess. Just take a wild guess. Anyway, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen to remind us of the insanity we all went through a few years ago and to make sure we never let it happen again. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by our great friends at the YouTube channel Lynn and God's Angels. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate the support. Now, if you're looking for some relaxing music and some peaceful videos, go check out Lynn and God's Angels YouTube channel after this video, which I will put a link to in the description box below. I'm sure they would greatly appreciate the support. So today's video sponsor is Lynn and God's Angels YouTube channel. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. All right, enough of this nonsense.
Well, I'm gonna take this damn mask off.
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this one. And every once in a while, I try to put a funny clip at the end of the video so we don't get too down and too depressed about all the insanity happening out there in clown world. So this young man does a comedy skit about they, them pronouns, and it's pretty funny. He does a good job. Anyway, guys, things are clearly getting crazy out there, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Hey, she said she went to Burger Mill. That'll be $9.
Excuse me, sir. It's not she, it's they.
Where's the other person?
I don't think you understand. I'm not a she. I go by they.
Okay. Well, that'd be $18.
Whoa, sir, you just said that I had to pay $9.
Yeah.
She will have to pay $9. They have to pay $18. Okay, I'm not sure if you're trying to be sarcastic, but my pronouns are not she. My pronouns are they.
You know what? How about both of y'all get out my store?
Both of who? Both of who?
It's funny because it's true.
And you ain't black.